Mirage, right, for the first map.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's actually, you know, for someone like Tariq, who you're looking at for CLG, saying he's got to come up big as a, you know, as an individual in these games. So we'll see how that one affects us. But as you can see, we are indeed live now in the 9th round. So those early little issues that caused a little bit of a delay are, in fact, all sorted now. And we'll see who gets the advantage here in the 9th.
Right, and I mean for CLG, it would be nice to start on that CT side just to get a bit of an edge and maybe win a quick pistol round with the USP. It's pretty good on this map. There's long range and everything else, so could be working out. One stab is going to do it, and it will be Jacob to take it away. So G2 probably, I assume, going to be starting on the CT side.
Well, that was so close, yet somehow so far away there for CLG. And well, they of course won't get choice of sides here. That honor will go over to G2. And thoughts on everyone's mind here. I think you look down those brackets, all quarterfinals are Europe versus North America, and we'll be seeing, everyone's wondering how many of those North Americans will be there left tomorrow when it comes to the time to play those semi-finals. Personally, I'm not super confident. I feel like it wouldn't be even so crazy to think that, you know, the top 4 will be all European tomorrow.
I mean, I personally...
As much as the crowd probably wants to kill me for that comment.
Personally, I've been riding the Cloud9 to beat TSM boat, but I'm the only one in it, and I can't seem to get anyone else on my side, but I could see that happening. I could definitely see that happening with the crowd and everything else. That could be hilarious. I mean, TSM, they lost to NIP last time around. What's up with that? You guys can't excuse that. But now we are going to get into it. It's G2 versus CLG here on Mirage, best of 3 game, and it's going to start on Mirage, of course. Jacob playing close, and Cutler's going to be gone. Jacob going for it again. It's another 2 headshots, and that's going to be a fantastic start here for G2. Finesse and Hayes, the left, and they're trying to fight it back. Hayes going to get 1 kill, but it might have been too late at this point here. Fox also taking out Finesse, and Hayes going to be the last in a 1 versus 4. That's not really how the USPS is supposed to work. That was close range, and Fox will finish it. When you get caught that close, the Glock is supposed to be the better pistol.
That's the annoyance, I think, of this one as well, that Jacob's got off to such a good start there for CLG. You know, a fairly quick push over towards B, and that's just really I think the exact opposite of what CLG were hoping for, you know, a good pistol round win, get into the swing of things, get a few rounds here, and really get this game moving for them. But that's been put in its track straight away. And of course, will mean now that CLG not got a whole lot to work with for this one. We see Tariq and Finesse both picking up head armor here, but that could fall flat on its face in just a second, as AZ has spotted a couple there by Connector. And a bit of a slower start off here, but G2 seem to have them pretty much pinned down. The guy in balcony, of course, can just basically look down there through that window and say, okay, they're just sat down, they're just waiting in on the pass. That's a nice shot, though, from Cutler with the deagle, so not completely out here. Oh, as Fox just gets a reload on time. That was really, really close.
I could have got a little bit out of control. He's down to, what, 2 health at this point in time. And that deagle is dangerous. No armor, unfortunately. Finesse there, but the Tech9 going to pick off 1. That's an open bomb site, Joe. They can just walk in. It's a 3-on-3. They're going to get the bomb plant.
Well, AZ, the man who's come newly into this G2 team that's got so many big hopes on his shoulders. Let's see if he can pull off anything special here. Cutler's going to take down Fox. He was a low HP man, of course. Here comes AZ to get himself 1. Rainbow coming in there as well. Tariq's taking him. It's now a 1 versus 1. Can Tariq pull it off? No, he can't. It's AZ that comes in. We'll get the defuse, but that was hella close from CLG.
Yeah, those 2 deagle kills just having a big swing in their favor, and maybe G2 even over-rotating a little bit towards that A-bomb side. Maybe they were a little bit too eager to just leave B, because that was essentially a free bomb plant, which is still pretty good for CLG. They get 4 kills, they get the bomb down, and as a direct response, they're going to be picking up armor and rifles here. They know how much damage they did to the G2 economy.
Let's see if they can turn that into a round on their board. JDM just pushing out there. We can see Fox pushing up middle, so they've got complete control there of that middle area, which makes this map a lot easier for them now, at least for that round. They know, okay, for now that area completely empty, but we see that Hayes is going to start pushing through. Let's see what Rain can do. He's up close and personal. Will get the first frag, despite being flashed out there as well. He's also got AZ to defend for him, and this is a whitewash round. Only Cutler left standing. He will finally get 1 back. Gets 2 in the end, but he will be shut down by Fox, and, well, funnily enough, you know, they get themselves the armor, they get themselves the rifles, and it goes worse than the round before where they were just pretty much on an eco.
Right, and just look at what we saw. This is a great replay. I love this. So we actually see the flashbang that's being put through by Hayes, but the disconnect between when the flashbang goes off and when they actually engage G2 is so far. Anyone who potentially was flashed wasn't going to be flashed anymore. Now it's pistols and no armor, and Fox and AZ in the middle here. They're going to shut them down. I feel like CLG just did not have enough utility to push that A bomb site last round. They needed a lot more.
And, you know, the utility that you have to make it count, right? You mentioned about the flashbang. That can't happen to you. We do see one kill coming in there for Finesse, and might get himself a cheeky bomb plant here as well. So something rescued out of this round. Of course, they will manage to finish him off with 4 men still left alive and get that defuse. But money nonetheless for CLG. Something that they really could have done with there. We'll put them up to around about 6K each.
That bomb plant's very important, obviously, for them. It's not a disaster yet for CLG. Sorry, they're going to be in an all right position here. They can even afford to pick up the AWP on the terrorist side. And as you can tell, Mike Kalele, who actually has, I think, 0 kills so far, hasn't had the orb yet, and maybe hasn't needed to either. But see if this is going to make a difference. JDM is a very capable AWPer.
I like what he's done there as well, sitting back after Fox had pushed that middle area a couple of rounds in a row. Just trying to get that early intel. There is Michael Allen, that's his first kill. We'll get a grenade off as well to do a bit of damage there. Almost was taken out in the process, actually got away with just 2 HP, but there's a lot of smoke down here. AZ just peeking over the top and saw that grenade coming from down below, so he knew where they were there for a second. And I think just threw his incendiary straight into the smoke there.
Yeah, and I think that smoke actually was supposed to go into the window, so it was failed from CLG's point of view. So failed smoke to cancel a failed Molotov. Fair enough then. And I think Mike Kalele actually boosted up on the railing to get this jump and actually look over the smoke, and that's how he got the kill. Cutler now taking back 2 in return, and it's a great turnaround here in favor of CLG, and they've got the time as well. 40 seconds, bomb is still up in apartments. It looks like it's going to be a B push here with just Jacob holding.
Yeah, Michael Lely only got 2 HP as well. They know where one man is. He's just thrown that incendiary in. Of course, Jacob, who held there so perfectly in the pistol, won't manage it this time around. And honestly, 4 versus 2 with Michael Lely 2 HP, yeah, they take the decision and say, you know, we're not going to win this round. Let's just keep a hold of these 2 rifles. Keep the armor for that next round as well. A couple of flashbangs will go through with them, and CLG are going to be able to pick up their first round.
Cutler's always been a bit of an animal, really, but this is really good. 2 deagle kills in the 1 round, 2 opening kills after they lose the entry here. That's not easy at all, so... I mean, we always talk about Tarek, we always talk about JDM on this particular team, and I think Cutler maybe sometimes gets overlooked a little bit. He actually has a pretty consistent level, in my opinion, so right now doing a really good job. And that's going to make it finally around here for CLG 4-1. That's a perfectly acceptable scoreline in this point in time. No issue at all for them. They just need to keep going here. If they win this round, they break the G2 economy, and then we're right back on track.
See if they can actually pull that one off. We see their AWP coming in for Fox. I'll see what shots he can hit here today. There's a smoke going over. We'll just cover off any push from short, or hope to at least. There is that gap there. That's going to allow Rain to spray down, but Hayes will actually get the better of him in that scenario. There's JDM picking off Michael Ailey as well. Meanwhile, Jacob getting naded down to just 8 HP, and really an opening 30 seconds there. You know, that's what dreams are made of almost in the starting few moments of a round. 2 men down, 1 on just 8 health. Now JDM gonna look for that fine angle. Fox gets the better of him though.
Right, and I love the aggression. I love the sort of the bravery on CLG's side, just running in and taking that mid-control. Now, when they have the 5 versus 3 setup, they should be able to group up outside of a bomb site and just brute force it. Instead of now, if they take a lot of slow peaks and individual aim fights now, they give G2 the opportunity to get back in the game. They shouldn't be doing that. They should just use the fact that they have the numbers and go for it. And this bomb site's going to be very difficult to hold, I think.
And they're going to be running into AZ. Question marks are there. How good will he be for this G2 side? This is where we could see. He goes down straight away, though. Tarek picking him off there. Fox with that expensive AWP. He's going to not quite... What? Wow, that was... you don't get much easier shots than that, where you can see the, you know, the knee going down on the floor to plant the bomb. We'll get another one there onto Cutler. They're just coming in 1 by 1 here. Fox finally is pushed away from that position, and a bomb is going to be planted. It's down to a 2 versus 2 now. Can CLG hold on to this one, or will they come up big, G2? There's one man down. Fox has only got 18 health. And the AWP, which you say, do we want to save it? We're going to be broken economy next round. I think we should try and save it. Fox will back away. So risky little bit of play there from CLG. Fox missing his first shot, which was about the easiest he's probably going to be gifted today. Did make up for it, but still wasn't able to turn the round on its head.
If Moses had any hair on his head, then he'd be pulling his hair right now. He'd be bald at the end of it, which he wasn't already. That's insane. That is almost unforgivable. I'm not sure my blood pressure can really stand this. Why would they need to do that? There's no reason to expose yourself. They even know where the orb was because they lost JDM to the very same position. There's no reason to give them that free shot. That's the kind of mistake CLG really can't be making. They've put themselves in a great position, and actually G2 have gone for a bit of maybe an early buy here. It's not exactly perfect, but it might work out. JDM covering the back lines here, and you said it just before, Joe. G2 have been making this aggressive push happen so many times that now CLG are kind of expecting it.
And did push up a little bit. I think they thought the better of it, though, and backed away, which is probably wise with JDM watching over that position. As you mentioned, with that AWP going through from Fox, they decided, okay, you know, not got much cash to spend. It's going to mean that, you know, a couple of us don't have head armor. It means that we don't have too many grenades to buy for this round, but might be worth it to try and catch CLG off guard from this one. It's been a slow start to CLG, as they probably expect something like that could possibly be happening to them. So better to keep it slow to figure out what's going to happen there, as Fox is going to miss the shot and actually gets clipped down to just 36 HP and then finished off as well on short by Cutler. CLG getting the opening frag again.
Yeah, and it's just all Cutler all the time, it seems. He's just playing very well at the moment. And look at how much mid-control they have. And this time it was a bit slower. And going for this A-bomb site is great. They know that there's not a lot of utility on G2. They might as well try and force the one bomb site where you do need smokes and molotovs to actually try and hold it here. AZ coming up from CT, Spawn getting the spray on Hayes. Took Rain with him just beforehand, so it still works out. It's now 3 versus 3. And they have the health advantage, about 19 seconds. The bomb is on the slope, but look at the full rotation. G2, they're in position right now.
We see P92 for Mass here for G2. Can they push through for this one? They will. They'll get the Planter as well before the bomb goes down. Jacob gets Cutler. It's now all on Finesse. He's got one man low. A second on only 40 HP as a flash comes over. He's got no time here. He'll get the kills. Well, the round will go to G2 Esports.
Wow, so we were, or at least I was criticizing G2 earlier for the over rotation out of B this time. It worked so that they can actually run through the smoke and, as you said, kill the bomb planter before that bomb goes down, leaving Finesse with no chance at all. What a way to lose a round. 5-2, that's the kind of thing that grinds you mentally as well. Luckily for CLG, they've still got the money, and that's very important.
Yeah, and for G2, it was another costly round for them, which means they're, you know, for Masses and Scout across the board. See how uncomfortable that makes them feel. Another slow start here, really, for CLG. As you mentioned, though, their bank balance was pretty healthy still, so decent amount of utility to work with this round. And you can see playing it very, very cautious, wary of those early pushes that we saw a little bit earlier on. And smoke coming here onto the top of the stairs and covering from CT spawn as well. But they're going to be dummy smokes. I mean, the bomb is there still. It is still weighted over towards this A site, and there's going to be 3 men going into B. This is going to be surely a B push once they get the opening there. They managed to take down Michael Ailey, which means they might turn things around. JDM's also picked off Fox, so after all, it looks like they're going to be going towards A. Funnily enough now, where there's 2 men still left in, but they'll dispatch of those 2. And now Jacob here inside of window, shot in the back, and CLG bounced back.
This is a beautiful round. We talked about CLG and the emphasis on counter-striking and generally just a tactical play style. This is very cool. So those 2 smokes that go into the A-bomb site first, they put them down and then they wait. And the time that they wait would be just how long it would take to run from the slope back to the B-bomb site. Then the people at B, they throw the grenades just like they had been running back. Instead, they run through underpass and then they come up to the A-bomb site. It's very, very smart play. G2 didn't see it coming, and I mean, it looked a bit obscure because it could have gone either way, but they ended up making a way in there, and obviously, I mean, the tactic was made to look even more brilliant because they got all the opening kills, so that always helps.
Yeah. Always make sure your solid strategic play look a little bit flashier when the frags come with it as well. Getting another slow one.
Just to point this out as well, this is also what happens when you don't have any control on the CT side. There was nobody from G2 in middle. There was nobody pushing aggressive on A or B. They had literally no information to know that CLG was playing that way.
Which is ironic considering the amount that they've done that earlier on. Here is a two-man stack, though, inside of B apps, and they've got Finesse down incredibly low there from the start. An AK in that scenario would have been brilliant. Rain, I don't know where from really there. It looks like I was up in Palace. Mid did manage to take out Tariq as well. The smokes and flashes coming over towards this A bomb site, but it's a dangerous round again for CLG, and you can see the fact that they're pushing left, right, and center. Cutler will burn down AZ. But they've lost another man as well, so it's a 4 versus 3 push will finally come from Cutler in towards A. There's too many on that bomb site for him to find. He'll find number 2 and number 3. No, actually Fox gets the better of him, but they pushed the bomb all around the other side. G2, of course, had rotated what they had left over into A. That's going to be a bomb down here, and there's 2 AKs for Fox and Jacob. Bear in mind that last round was pretty much full eco for them. It looks like they're going to be trying to save them.
I am honestly in awe of what Cutler is showing us right now. This is not a guy who has like a hero status or any kind of like superstar status, not in the North American scene or in any other scene you can think of. But right now, you can tell he's so focused. He's got it in his head that if we're going to win this game, I will have to do all of this, and it's working out very well for him right now. I'm super impressed. He went down, yes, but he took 3 people with him. He managed to convince them that it was going to be an A push, and instead they put the bomb down in B. That brings it back to 4-5. CLG a single round away from equalizing here, and look at G2. They don't have the money. They've got some AKs they stole, but that's it.
And we talked about, JDM and Tariq, the 2 guys that everyone looks at to get the job done for CLG. They are currently the 2 bottom fraggers on the team, so just showing, a 5-4, what slack almost is being picked up by the rest of them, and of course Cutler in particular. And this round is a mixed bag, of course, with those 2 AKs from the last round being pulled through. And the rest of them just sticking with pistols for this one. So not a round that you'd favor, certainly equipment-wise, G2 to win, and certainly not now as they lose out on Michael Ailey. Of course, he was just with the USP, I believe. No, it was AZ who's got the USP, so it was just a 5-7 for him. So not too much lost with that one, as Rain will pick off Cutler. So they frag back in a 4v4. There's going to be a B push here. Fox could come up big, and he finds the head straight away onto Finesse. He's trying to get the AK, will just get it, and makes it out alive there as well. He's actually going to go aggressive. Will he find anyone else? JDM was up close and personal, and he's managed to do his job more than well there. He forces them completely away with 30 seconds. This is do or die, really, for CLG.
Ooh, I think you're right, Joe. We've already seen what happens if you push a bomb site with very little time left. They lost 1 round like that. Now they're going to try and do it again. 20 seconds left here. Fox spraying down. He's going to go down to Hayes, and now it's back into a 3 versus 3. AZ trying to stay alive. Tariq dropping him, and Rain in CT spawn with the AK lineup, but it's not enough. Tariq goes Zadium. Going to finish it. CLG, they equalize the score. They bring it back in with almost no time left. What a way to win a round. That was a crazy call. 30 seconds running back from the B bomb side. And even worse, they know you're doing it. They were up there. They see you running back. That's a crazy call, but it somehow worked out.
Well, I think pardon my French, Fox has just shit the bed there, hasn't he? I mean, he's come through the smoke. He's got basically 2 men to spray down. He doesn't get the kill. He's picked off by the last guy that was left on middle, and they've just collapsed from there. And as you mentioned, 30 seconds, they could hear him. They knew where they were going, and they didn't react to it. This round is a bit quicker from CLG. Bomb is down, though, and there he's AZ getting 2. Can he get number 3? No, Cutler will just about take him. And now Michael Ailey and Jacob versus 3 from CLG. Michael Ailey's going to have a man off to his left. He's not spotted him, though. Didn't even check. Cutler gets that one. And now Jacob going to have to clutch this one as the bomb is being planted. Smoke will cover. And an almost impossible scenario. That's a solid bit of grenade damage onto Jacob. He's not going to be able to win this round.
We see again here the emphasis for CLG to put the bomb down in the sort of facing the whole bomb site. This is not what is referred to as the default plant. Default plant is on the other side of the boxes, which is much safer, but also much harder to stop someone from defusing. So CLG are really thinking about the after plant. You can tell time and again, and they're correct in identifying it. The easy part of taking the A bomb site on this map is getting in and getting the bomb down. The really hard part is staying alive afterwards and stopping the defuse. CLG, they're thinking a step ahead here. And again, it's got the ridiculous 3 kills. What has got into him? It's the guy, look at how relaxed he is as well. This is like a god tier game from Kodlo right now. I'm so impressed.
15-0-8 for him. And having one of his best games for a long time. We've seen glimmers of brilliance from Cutler in the past, but again, it's been a similar to, I guess we can really say, CLG overall, the consistency thing that's maybe plagued him. This round should be one for CLG, just from the equipment that we've got, and the opening frags do in fact go their way. So this A bomb site going to be carved straight open, and 2 men from B will be rotating. There's one inside a connector, that's Makalele as well, but they shouldn't have any trouble converting this one off. I like keeping finesse here to get the rotations out of that B site, and this should be, you know, job done, easy work, easy day in the office this round for CLG, and it's going to put them 7-5 in the lead. And you know, considering the start from G2 was very much as people were expecting, but CLG have really turned this one around, and we saw from the player cams earlier on that G2 honestly looking very frustrated with themselves right now, which is a dangerous place to be in.
I hope you guys have seen Hazed AK. I believe it's called Do It for NA. So he's tuned in, he's ready as well. No, but you're absolutely right. I mean, what did Jacob start with? A triple headshot with the USPs? They came into the bomb site, and still they've turned it around to now a 2-round lead. The CT side economy not looking favorable. G2 looking for some information in the middle, but if CLG execute quick this round, that could actually work against them. Then they're in the middle instead of the A bomb site. Everything is down to timing right now. CLG have got to execute right quick.
And that's, I think, the good and bad things, right, about pushing up mid there. As long as you get back in time, it can be good. If you're too slow, it's bad news for you. However much info you get, this push is coming into that A side, but there is going to be Makalele, who's been quiet so far, but 3 kills for him this round. Let's see if they can get any more. There is JDM up close, and well, they push on through. Makalele got 4 there, I think.
Yeah,
so a solid hold, and we're going to see that from Makalele once again. First couple fell easy to him. The third man up towards Palace was a nice shot as well. Really strong round, and they've needed Makalele to step up. He's got 4 out of his 6 kills in that one round.
This is brilliant. I mean, we're being treated to a lot here, Joe, because if there are any new viewers of Counterstrike, and we have to assume that there is, we're getting like a really good illustration of exactly how things can go wrong. We've seen the great fakes and now a great opening here for JDM, but that one smoke, the gap in the smoke, it's not supposed to be there. Makalele is never supposed to be able to take that angle, yet he did, because CLG failed the smoke a little bit and they lost on the round. AC with a refrag here, and he's going to go down to Hayes. It's still advantage here with CLG, and now they've got so much time. Now they can really slow it down, group it up, and think about what they want to do, and it looks like that's what they're doing. So I love this style here from CLG. And who's defending that bomb site? It's Rain, and he is going to have to go god tier here for this to work out. I mean, he's got very little chance right now.
Well, he's going to have to do what Makalele did that last round and pick up 4 possibly here. See CLG pulling the pins. The smoke's going to go over. And I think one of them bounced awkwardly there, but we'll see how that affects him. It means that they're walking blind into that site almost, but Rain is tucked away here, so he's not going to get the opportunity. Oh, he's got 2! He's got him through the wall as well. Finished off by JDM, and CLG is down to a 2 versus 2. Where's the bomb plant? Not just yet. JDM takes the small angle on Jacob, but there is Makalele with 1 back. Tarek is going to get the plant, and it's 1 versus 1, and Makalele is going to have to clutch. We were talking about this earlier. Can he do it? He can! He steps up, picks up Tarek, and what a round. It was all about Rain there to hold that initial defense. We said he's going to have to go god tier, and he goddamn well did. Wow.
What is that? How does it even happen? He doesn't wait. He knows. I mean, he must know when he's crouched on that box. There's no such thing as getting out, like trying to hop out like that. So he just sprays for the wall. Why not? That's going to bring it back. A hugely unlikely round for CLG. 7-7, and the 15th round is coming up here. The score is tied for the first half. But either way, it is a good scoreline for CLG. Now, let's see if they can just bring this one more round. They should have had the last one. Maybe they can take this one instead. And Makalele, feeling brave, almost getting taken out then.
Well, I mean, that's, I think, the first time they've gone far enough up while JDM's actually been watching that angle, as we saw him starting to do after 4 or 5 rounds. And he can thank his lucky stars that he actually got away from that one. It could have gone a lot worse for him. Here's the spray through the smoke from AZ down to the men just outside of connector. There's a hell of a lot of grenades going up. into the window as well, so they know that there is a CLG presence around middle, and it's actually a big presence as well. 4 out of 5 players are in fact there. Here is Jacob, he's going to get a free shot onto one. The spray continues, and he takes down Hayes as well. That is a dream start to this round. You get one back here for Tarek, and that's going to force Jacob to actually go a bit more aggressive. That man is low HP. It's JDM as well, which makes it all the more easier. With that one bullet AWP, it's finished off by Michael Ailey from the back. And that will be an 8-7 half-time. And well, what a half it was as well. Some great Counterstrike to watch, some great individual moments as well. But 8-7, I think G2 are going to be heavily disappointed with themselves after the great start that they got off to.
Yeah, they definitely should be. I mean, it's sort of a miracle that this could have finished, what, 9-6 in favor of CLG instead if it wasn't for just a couple of close rounds there. So they should be disappointed, and CLG should be feeling very good at the moment. I think what we saw right at the end here for the G2 team, though, is an emphasis on playing more of an individual style. You could see they were looking for frags, and they were feeling hungry to take those fights. And the fact is, if G2 and CLG go into like a straight aim fight, then G2 is going to come out quite heavily on top. So they have that interest, whereas some of the rounds they were playing here, G2, they were playing so slowly and defensively that they weren't going to get many of those fights, and they were always going to get outnumbered. So I'm not sure why they wanted to do that. It seems like this other style is way better. And actually, just to segue into the second half here, that's also a reason why the second half could be very good for G2, because that's where you can really get a lot of fights in, on the terrorist side, that is.
Well, let's find out. Now going to see
fake here.
G2 moving through, as you said, a fake. Michael Ailey pushed fairly heavily up. They'll use one flashbang for that, but there is Cutler. He's going to call in, guys. There are 4 men pushing into this site. Hayes gets the head of one, but he can't find number 2. Cutler, who was a bit of a hero in the first half, will have it all to do from CT spawn. There's Jacob, who was not any less of a hero himself in that last half. Will take out Finesse, and it's now down to a 2v3. JDM here getting tagged up a little bit inside a window. Michael Ailey finishes him, and it's now a slim chance for CLG. Only Tarek remains, and Jacob finds him to make it 9-7. Pistol round going to G2.
Such a shame that CLG couldn't manage to play it more defensively once they got the first couple of kills. I think Hayes and JDM traded 2 for 1. So after that point in time, you should be able to play a bit more defensively, especially when the bomb is not down yet. It seemed like CLG were trying to play, I think, too aggressively then. Could have tried to group up a bit more. So it's another pistol round here for G2. And statistically speaking, if you win both pistols, you're in a very good position.
Indeed, and you know, if you can convert the rounds afterwards as well, as we saw last time from G2, and possibly here as well, that's when it gets even better. It's a 4-man stack, as we see there, for CLG in this B bomb site. G2, as you would expect at this point, playing things slowly. Sent Fox already up through by the ladder. He's not going to get eyes on anyone, okay? He's just spotted or was tagged there from the back by the van, so he knows there's at least 1 man. But that's far from a, you know, an obvious stack at this point for them. Not really knowing where the rest of this team is. It looks like we are going to see the full rotation through that terrorist spawn, and they're going to be hitting this A bomb site, which is the perfect one for them as well, because Hayes is there. He does get Michael Ailey, though, and this could be dangerous, and that's surely going to pull 1 man from B. They're not. They're keeping all 4 there. They've got 1 in Kitchen who would be the quickest to rotate, but Hayes is going to have to do a hell of a job here if he wants to hold on to this bomb site. He did a bit of damage, but they finally deal with him. We'll see now if G2 can get this bomb down quickly. They've played it fairly slow, but the bomb will be planted, and they should, in theory, be able to hold this one. That makes it a lot easier for them. Spray down fully here into Connector. Brilliantly done from Jacob. And now only Cutler here from CT spawn. Steps, he's dealt with by Rain. And G2 going to go 10-7 up.
This was a round that was essentially won by the calls. I mean, if they actually right, they scout someone being in B. It wasn't obvious that it was going to be a stack, but they guessed it. They somehow had the information that that was going to be the case. Rotate back onto A, and then Hayes gets the opening kill. If CLG made the call to rotate back into A at that point in time, they probably win the round. So just getting the right or the wrong call here made all the difference. Now Rain going to open up with the SMG, getting a second kill too. And also JK helping out here, so it's the Norwegians coming into play. Finesse and Tarek left. Not a lot they could do. Tarek, he does have his tooth though. He could tase somebody.
Well, that's at least you can hope for right now. And then we better get a close-up of him in his swag glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's going to go for it. Oh! Hey! Swag glasses shot. Oh, it took him off.
We are in
Take them
America,
off.
right? It's
We are
high
in
time
America.
somebody got tased. AZ is going to be taking down Tarek, obviously, and it will be another round here for G2, making it 11-7, only a 4-round difference. And now for the first time, second half here, CLG actually able to pick up rifles. It won't be too impressive, but a little bit. Might get a little thing for the fans.
He should have put the glasses back on at that point after having taken them off. But now, Taze is always a victory for, you know, for the moral compass, I suppose we could say. We'll see, though, as this one now goes with those rifles in hand for CLG, what they can do here. Actually, a fairly quick push, to be honest, from G2. They're already in this A bomb site. They've not got rid of Jesus, playing the edges of that smoke perfectly. Oh, he couldn't quite get the finisher, though. Who was it? It was AZ that was really flashed, but Hayes is really turning on the style. 2 from the steps. Can he get more? He's got Cutler, who will jump up onto the ticket booth. They get themselves one more. Now Michael Ailey, 1v5, won't pull it off. CLG wins the first gun round of the second half.
Meaning no disrespect to Hayes, but that's not the kind of level I expect to see from him either. Really cool stuff there. And, you know, you're right, he didn't finish off the first kill, but he stayed alive and got another 2 afterwards, and then even a third one. So I think a good idea, really. If you stay and spray in that smoke, you know they're going to return fire, and they will always be shooting at the edge of the smoke first. So just, I don't know, smart play from Hayes, really.
Oh, JDM watching the edges there. Fires off a couple of warning shots, but they're just in the hope of catching someone out. Worse shots from below window, so knows there's people there as the firebomb goes down, but will do exactly 0 damage to this G2 side. Who've now got full control of that middle area. Have already pushed themselves up into connector, and they're going to send Jacob here on a fact-finding mission. There is that smoke covering one side of that window room. We've got JDM. Oh, he was actually blinded at perfect timing there. But G2, they're crawling the way in there, but they're making ground on this A side.
This is very dangerous. They've allowed to come very close to the site here. Cutler's in a tough position, and I think he knows it as well, but he gets the timing perfect. Takes down AZ sprays, and he goes down. Tarek to fall as well. It's not looking good here. G2 breaking it back into the round. JDM not going to get the flick either, but Finesse was there to help out. If he could have got that kill, I think that would have meant the bomb going down as well, and Jacob catching Finesse coming out of the B bomb site. JDM, no chance at all. Jacob with a good double kill, and that is going to be G2 winning that round. And I think they just gave up too much control here.
And it was a slow, almost painful to watch loss of control there from CLG as well. Now G2 pushing their way in slowly down mid, getting control of that first of all, smoking out JDM from window, getting themselves onto connector. They were on the stairs before CLG really knew it. There's a decent little hold from Cutler once again, but he can't do it all on his own. There is a push from Finesse, which will be quickly spotted and shut down by Jacob. So it's now 4 versus 5. Of course, we've got no armor here. There's P250s and Deagles basically for CLG to work with, which probably not going to be all that great for them in the long run. JDM did manage to get one, but the bomb is actually in middle right now. And will smoke towards connector, but that bomb's going to be ran in towards the B site. They should be able to get the plant here and may not even need that one in the end. JDM goes down and Cutler will shortly follow. So another round for G2. Now just 3 away from picking up map 1. Let's just quickly remind you in terms of maps. Mirage, Cache, Dust 2 if we need it. This map was CLG's choice, so this is the one that, you know, they want to get off onto that good start, and by, you know, definition, with it being their choice, the one that they'd be feeling most comfortable on as well.
Yeah, and I think they've taken some pretty tough losses on Cache recently, so might be feeling a little bit worried about that map for them as well. A bit of a funny moment that last round with Finesse actually throwing that pop flash in underpass, and it failed and showed them exactly where he was, so that was a little bit funny too. Tarek winning the first fight there, and CLG, they kind of now was where they had to stand their ground. This round is probably going to decide the outcome of this first map here. Hayes up on the box, but Jacob's going to take him down, and G2, they can feel it coming as well. They know that it's close. JDM is going to get shut down, still lying there dead on the toll booth. Finesse takes one. Cutler is going to be dropping rain, and we need Cutler back in this game here. Second half, he's going to have to step it up even more.
Only 2 remaining though here for G2, and one of which is AZ, who, for me, been fairly quiet so far this game. That could all change here. He's got one man behind him in Palace that he's not going to spot. This is a free kill for Cutler. Easy stuff for him. And there's another one on steps. It's Jacob who, well, he went for the spray down towards jungle. Sadly for him, that's not where Tariq was. And the round is picked up by CLG. There was an interesting move there from Jacob into connector. A very ballsy move as well, which is to smoke it off completely, but then push through that smoke as well and try and just use the edges. Problem is the guy, if there's a guy on that box, he's got the height advantage over you and will win that scenario almost every single time.
I mean, that was very scary indeed, and maybe almost a bit lucky that he actually got out on top there, because and even with that kill, they still couldn't bring it back, obviously. So 9-13 here. It's still a fairly close game right now, because G2've got money, but if CLG win this round, they probably get a free run on the next one, and then things are going to get pretty much out of control for CLG. They'll have a lot more to work with. It's going to be a B execute coming in here and playing right in the window. It's Tariq, and he's actually pushing forward. He's only got 20 bullets. He's going to spray down 1-2. Almost a third one. The fire is up as well. They can't actually push in. Great defense here from CLG, and now 3 versus 3, and they're going to take the bomb back. They're going to run out of here.
They've still got a minute to work with here as well, which is a great thing for G2. Obviously, 2 defenders on that B side. Jacob just spotting one, but he didn't see the second one. Finesse will get him. And now it's AZ with 1 health. And Michael Ailey, who, let's be honest, is going to have to clutch another round here, the way that this one is working out. There's still a nade and the incendiary there for Cutler, so he can basically fill his boots if he gets around there to drop them into apartments. He's still defending over by A, though, and I think, yeah, AZ's just snuck under there. He did spot Michael Ailey, though, so he knows that they're coming out there. He spots one going by the van. They've done the hard work here, which was to kill off Michael Ailey, and it's now all on AZ. Sneeze in his direction. That's a good grenade onto JDM, but with 1 health, surely he can't pull this one off. He's going to try for it. He's going to get the flash out. Here comes the grenade. Oh, and it will bounce right next to him. And we'll finish him off. So,
is that karma, Joe? Is that, you know, grenade for grenade, eye for an iron?
Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, and a frag grenade for a frag grenade.
I think that was a fitting amount of karma in that round there. Pretty funny stuff. No bomb plant, which is a huge deal. Again, it's an $800 bonus for everybody on your team, even if you lose the round. So it's going to be a little bit longer now before they can buy, and especially at the end of the game. Those $800 stacks, you know, they start to get in there. You can definitely get an extra buy round or 2 out of it here. Jacob will get the kill on JDM, but Hayes is quick to return it, and now they should be playing safe. They know they're up against pistol and no armor. No reason to fight the Deagles.
And that's another big nade coming in. They've actually killed off Tariq there, though. So it's 3 men for G2. G2 still alive. Obviously, no real weaponry to work with. But Finesse should, in theory, be able to hold here. They'll take a fairly defensive position down by the van. There's 2 flashes here for G2 to work with. One of which has already gone in. The second one follows straight through. And, well, Finesse, as I said, that defensive position by Van works out nicely for him. Now it's again Makalele and Fox, who's going to walk straight out here. They've got the bomb down, so they can instantly pull that man from B, and this should be a simple hold for things as Michael Ailey finds 1 head. Can he get himself another one? He's only got 30 seconds to work with. He's taken Cutler as well, but he can't get Finesse coming through jungle. Close, but no cigar there for Michael Ailey. And that's another round on the board here for CLG, bringing it back to just a 2-point game, 13-11.
That's when you start to feel your hands getting really cold, when you know you might have just been about to lose a 1 versus 3 to a Deagle with no armor.
That'd be the typical, I think, CLG way to do it, you know, getting close and then around like that to really tip the balance. The aggression here up middle. There are 3 men there. They've got 1. Michael Ailey somehow still alive, finally dealt with there. But here comes Jacob. They spray through, get the 2 of them. And now a 3-on-2 is left standing. Finesse and Cutler to hold it here for CLG.
Wow, they almost lost that round to Michael Ailey, not spotting them jumping out of window. They somehow dodged right underneath his crosshair, and that's all that did it. He could have very easily gone down without taking anybody with him, but now, you're right, the advantage here is with G2. They've got a man up. They've got so much time to play with. Finesse and Cutler, I almost wish they would just take a gamble, and that's kind of what they're doing here, moving into the middle. They need to know what's going on. They see nobody middle, and that is a big indicator. Now they got to find out where they are then, and they're actually rotating away from the A bomb site, which we can tell is a big mistake right now. So it's all down to the calls. Finesse, by the time he gets around back, it shouldn't matter anymore. It should not be a big enough flank here, but he is running at full speed. This is getting just a little bit curious here. Timing is everything right now. He's going to come up from behind. Jacob is there with the AK in hand, and Finesse, he's actually going to win that fight, and that's going to bring it back into a 2 versus 2. And the bomb only just gone down. Cutler sneaking his way in, and he's had so many big rounds this game. Cutler, now is your chance. He's going to go for the spray. He almost wins it. Pistols up. He's going to get the shot right for the box. Fox is going to be going down now. It's on Rain. He takes one. Finesse right around this round is huge. It's everything to CLG. Rain coming around the corner here. Finesse spraying in, and oh, Rain going to get it instead. And CLG, they are so close, but that was not good enough. And G2, they might just be walking away with this map.
Absolutely insane stuff, to be honest. And just look at the money there for CLG as well. That's pretty much game for them at this point. They're going to have one more opportunity, but you've got to feel for them in that scenario. And again, close but no cigar, a fitting analogy apparently for CLG. Again, another round going exactly that direction for them. Let's see what they can do here with this mixed bag. We've got a couple of scouts, of which one will be in the hands of Cutler, and he did manage to get the tag there. So one man's low enough for those pistols to quickly finish him off.
I mean, that round win would have brought them to 13-13.
Yeah.
Would have tied the scoreline. Instead now, well, they're just a couple of rounds away here. Nice shot from JDM. Hayes is going to go down next, though. So CLG still staying alive. AC coming into play and getting a double. But look at this, still just JDM and Tarek left here. 2 versus 3.
JDM is going to get Fox, though, so it's 2v2 now. It's a good little flash, so that'll set Rain up for the kill. And may just be the frag that tips the scales this round. And it's a good round nonetheless, considering what was bought here for CLG. There's one man spotted, but Tarek can't get the spray, and you see the frustration on his face there. And that will be map point here, as we hear it in the background, for G2, up 15 rounds to 11. And again, no money to spend here for CLG.
All right, Cutler currently at 23 kills, and then on the other team, we've got 24 on Jacob and 20 on Fox. I've got to reiterate just how well Cutler's been playing this game, but it hasn't been enough here in some of these rounds, especially that the 1-2 ago was really, really important. Now it's map point here for G2, and they've got all the equipment.
There is Tarek looking for some early information, finds some early information, and actually got a frag, plus Michael Lely down to just 14 health. So this might not just be over just yet. Just as you were thinking it's done and dusted, G2 are down to 2 men with full HP and a severely wounded Michael Lely, who CLG are going to be hoping to put down here in a second. Hayes will peek out. Takes a lot of damage for his trouble, but has managed to stay alive, the crucial part of that equation. Here is Hayes. He's going to pop flash over into connector. This could be a kill for him. Oh, he's got a free shot. He's got 2 free shots. He gets one, does some damage. There's only 29 health remaining across the 2 players. They've taken one. Michael Lely with just 14 HP gets sniped off by JDM, and it's not over yet here for CLG on Mirage. Crazy.
Wow, I mean, I definitely took them for gone here. Didn't see a way in which they could bring it back in, as our spectator is highlighting as well. It's Heather doing a really good job, I can tell. Not going to be able to buy anything this round, G2, so what have we got left, really? This could be an overtime game. G2 are going to have maybe 1.5 chance here if they get a bomb down to try and buy again, but otherwise it's going to get rough. And Hayes, look at that, just getting all the kills in the middle there. Triple for him. Finesse and Cutler getting a little bit more, 15-13. What do you think, Joe? Now is where that home crowd is going to make a difference. Now is where the audience is going to need to be very loud here for CLG.
Well, they're certainly pushing it to the wire. We were talking about Mirage being their actual choice in this game, in this best of 3. They've actually won 9 out of 11 of their previous games on Mirage, on land. So the stats are there for CLG, but they're up against a formidable machine. But Hayes will find the opener, but it's quickly brought back to a 4-on-4. JDM flick shot onto Rain as well. Advantage to CLG. 3 men left for G2, one of which will be Jacob here. Pushed up inside of the window with that smoke covering from the one side. Seen him do that quite a few times and has always had an impact as well, pushing out through that back alleyway down towards CT spawn and catching people out. Finesse this time
I mean,
we'll check that out. They've lost control of that room, so they know it's a possibility that that push could come in. And Tarek's got a great hold, that great angle here. There is Jacob. He's shut down this time. Only 2 men left for G2. They got 50 seconds. They are crawling their way in towards B. Tarek is still waiting. Gets himself the 1 kill. Nearly burnt himself alive for a second. He was expecting the man chasing him there, I think. And it's now all on AZ. Shut down by Finesse. It's 15-14. This could very well be an overtime game.
Yeah, I hope you guys at home can hear the atmosphere. You actually had people chanting CLG in the crowd now. They know that this could happen, and the money for G2. That bomb pile is so crucial. Jacob's position in the middle window there is so huge if the bomb goes down, because he can flank the people coming in from A bomb side. But it never went that far. It never happened in CLG. They should be at least bringing this to overtime here.
Well, it's head armor, Tech 9s, plenty of grenades here for G2. Let's have a look. Tarek, actually, with that AWP this round, this is surely going to cost him. He's inside of the smoke, trying to do his best hiding. But they've already pushed through. Bomb is down here. Here we go, pushing him from the back. Finesse turns around though. How in God's name did they get that one? They finish it off. The bomb's going to be defused, and CLG pushes into overtime. Insane stuff here on the first map.
That was definitely a bit of unorthodox Counterstrike. Taking an AWP that close and hiding in the smoke after throwing out all your grenades. They didn't even find him. How did they not find him? Did they think he'd just gone away at some point? You know, disappeared? Maybe drove the van out of the bomb site? That was ridiculous. He just stayed in there, and somehow nobody died on the CLG side. That's going to bring it to overtime. Wow. What a game to start off with.
I mean, I had visions of, you know, the standard unlucky CLG meme at this point where they lose in that final round to the Tech 9s there, but they turned it around, and congratulations. I think G2 maybe even going a little bit too over feisty there at the end. Like, oh, bomb site's completely empty, guys. That AWP that we just heard ringing off right next to our ears, as you mentioned, literally disappeared in the smoke, and, well, G2 pushed on out from that one. Great round from CLG nonetheless, keeping their composure despite that amount of pressure on you. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And now we're going to be moving into overtime. And, well, if there was pressure in that last round, the pressure only gets worse at this point. Of course, it is MR3, 10K start money. With CLG starting on the CT side as they continued from that last half.
Given their recent performances on Cash, which is the second map, they might just have to win this map. It's very, very important that they do. And you can tell G2 setting up for a very quick push here in towards the A bomb side. And once again, it's all a question of timing. If they execute quick, and they will, Cutler is going to be alone. And here, damn well better step it up. It's all on this round. It's overtime. It's very, very important. Cutler going to get the first kill there. Taking down Rain. Hayes is there as well. Great start. Hayes with the second kill. And now CLG, JDM taking down Jacob. And it's all on Mike Kileli here. 1 versus 5, and in the overtime, it's working out brilliantly here for CLG. That's exactly how you want to start. That's how you have to start, and they're just having a bit of a battle here. But there's nothing Mike Kileli can do to bring this back. CLG getting absolutely the perfect start, and Mike Kileli burning alive. You can tell how much they enjoyed that. Wow.
That's a bit of an annoying way to finish off the round from G2's side as well. And, of course, that little bounce back at the end to bring us to overtime for CLG. With a round that was, well, pistols and scouts to bring them back in. Insane, insane stuff. And now CLG 16-15 in the lead. Here's an aggressive push, but Michael Ailey is going to take JDM. I think was boosted there to get that extra bit of height for the angle. And that is the start that G2 were hoping for. After a few disastrous rounds in a row. Don't go there, Finesse. It's a little bit warm. And they've at least got him up fairly aggressive in that position, but he is going to lose half of his face at least if he peeks from here, because Michael Ailey is still watching. Smoke will cover him, and it's a rescue mission basically there for Finesse. Smoke goes down, and he runs for his life. Gets out of it as well without losing any health. So good stuff. Problem is they've got no one towards B, which they'll try and remedy right now, but G2 is certainly looking like they're going to go that way. We're going to see a 1v1 Hayes versus Michael Ailey, who had a grenade in hand. That makes it a little bit easier for him. And it's now 4-on-3, and they've taken literally an age to get the bomb anywhere in this one. And it's going to be off towards B, but such is the timer that they're going to have to push so quickly on this one. They're going to have Rain running interference over towards that A site, and we'll see if it pulls anyone off. We'll see if Finesse leaves this B site. It looks like he will, in fact, stay. Cutler has seen ahead there. He knows that Rain is up. He's lost Hayes. Oh, and Rain will take out Cutler as well. It's now all on Finesse. 1v3. He's already brought it back from a 1 versus 4, and he can't do it this time around. It's a pistol finish there from Fox, and we're tied up again.
Wow, I mean, the fact that Cutler saw Rain, but Rain got both of them anyway, that's obviously a big misstep there. Should have been a little bit more swift communication, and they could have definitely done that. Finesse getting the 1 kill over at B. There was a real chance, I think, that round for CLG, but it didn't work out that way, and they still have the money, obviously, here at the last round of the first half of overtime, and Mike Kilele to open it up, taking down JDM. A very good start here for G2.
Twice in a row, actually. That opening kill now for Michael Ailey. IEM, not sure what you're really looking for there. Sat with a grenade in hand. Will be tagged down to just below 60 health at the start of this one. So, of course, it is the final round in this first half of overtime. And Tariq will start off the fragging on CLG's side to bring us back to that 4-on-4 scenario. Been so many close rounds in this game.
And you know, Joe, they failed to smoke in the window here on the G2 side, and that gave the opportunity for Tariq to still look in there. So a couple of missteps here for G2, and that happens when you're under a lot of pressure, and especially in overtime. A little bit of a misstep there. FaZe getting close, and he's actually going to take that shot against AC, and that'll bring it back to 4 versus 3 here. CLG could come away with the majority of the rounds. Cutler spraying, almost gets the kill on Rain. Hayes is there as well. No scope, not going to hit. It's Rain with the double in return, but look how low they are. They shouldn't be able to win this round. 35 seconds. Tariq spraying down 1, just going straight for the box as well. And well, Mike Kilele, he's going to drop to Finesse, and that'll be 2 out of 3 rounds going to the North American team here in overtime as well. What are we being treated to, Joe? I feel like we're being spoiled right now.
Well, after the ESL 1 Cologne group stage, where I literally got the worst games imaginable, I was actually, you know, somewhat depressed after that one, because I think I got, you know, 2 16-1s and a 16-2. So I'm glad that form has been reversed for this one, Anders.
That did happen, but it's not like we've been spending every tournament since mocking you about that, though.
Absolutely not. That's why I missed my flight, you know, get the unluckiness out of the way, so that when we sit down here for this first game, we're treated with something, which is exactly, thankfully, what we're getting. 17-16 here for CLG, and now they will move over onto the T side. The question is, what can they pull off? They had a good few T rounds. Let's not forget, in the first half, things started off badly for them with that pistol and then the conversions and a couple of gun rounds afterwards, but they really clawed back. And they need the rounds from that clawing back time rather than the, you know, first 5 rounds, the first couple of gun rounds that didn't go their way. And they did that by playing slow, getting slow control over that middle area. And it looks like that's what they're going to be looking for here once again. And they will get it, because Cutler, who has been an absolute monster so far today, will take out Jacob for the kill. And Finesse, 1 bullet to the head of Fox. Fox didn't even see him coming. They finally get a kill back here, G2, but that will be probably too late. They're already over towards his B side. There is Finesse. He will be taken out by Michael Ailey. The bomb a little bit slow, and they've said, whoa, 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 slow it down. Do we go into that B side? We know that one's there. Or do we go back towards A? Right now, it looks like the CT side of G2 are still thinking that this is going to be a B push. And they've got Michael Ailey pushed up in apps. 1 roundabout connector, and the other one going back to A. So it's a thin spread for G2. I'm going to see the incendiary coming through. They've not actually spotted him there. It's a 1-for-1, but that's going to call in the rotations. They need to move in here quickly to get this bomb down. The smokes are going to delay them further. They will finally get onto the spot, and it's Hayes that plants. It's Tariq that kills Rain, and it's now all on AZ to stop CLG moving up to game point. Gets number 1. Tariq, the only man left alive. The incendiary goes in towards apps, and AZ. Oh, it's going to spot him! Tariq daydreaming there on balcony. I have no idea what was going through his head. He obviously not expecting him to push up, but he made no secret of it there. He ran full pelt. I can only imagine the sound of the incendiary masked it for him or something. I mean, he ran full blast up towards the truck.
There was definitely, that looked very shocking as well. I had no idea what just happened, and especially because Tariq had a Molotov in his hands. He could have tried to play the bomb as soon as the defuse goes in and just try and throw it down. Oh man, that's obviously a big miss. That's going to bring us back to 17-17 here. We'll see if CLG can bring it back. Some great damage from Rain. Grenade follow-up back there. JDM, he could be gone. Grenade is going to bounce back in, and that'll take him out. Fox with the grenade, and Cutler playing close. He's going to have to step it up huge. It's actually Hayes to start off with, and Cutler playing close to the middle, caught with a grenade in hand, and it's Rain with another kill here, getting a double on Finesse, and now it's Hayes and Tarek left.
And in a tough position as well. They lose the first one. And just Hayes, who's, as you can see, looking a little bit confused. He does have the bomb, which is nice, I suppose. But he's got so much work to do. It's a good little start, not going to lie, as he picks off the head of Rain. And he's still at 99 health. Molotov smoke and a flash to work with. So this is not impossible. But it would be out of the ordinary, to be honest, for Hayes if he's to pull this one off.
Yeah, that might be the play of his career if he can actually make this work. Sneaking into the middle, they still know where he is. I mean, the odds that are stacked against him right now are so huge. At this point, I actually prefer a playstyle that says, I'm just going to run into a bomb site and try and shoot everybody. I'm not going to like inch my way forward and play some sort of tactical game because it's just almost impossible here. So just go all in here, flashbang through. It didn't work out, but I much prefer just to take the speedy approach. That is going to be now map point in favor of G2 here at the overtime of the first map here at IEM San Jose. We could be looking for double overtime, Joe. What do you think?
The crowd believes. I'm not sure if I do at this point. We'll see. JDM with that Tech 9 in hand. There's a Galil in there with 3 AKs as well. So not a full buy up here for CLG. They've moved. They've got a lot of early ground towards that B-bomb site. Finesse is going to be nading up towards window and smoking off connector. They're going to push on through, but Jacob's there. He only got one this time, though. That could be big here for CLG. They've got Makalele coming around from short. He gets the head of Cutler. Can he find the second? He can. And the bomb sees him drop. He gets number 3. Here's a Deagle. Can't get that kill, though. And it's a 3-on-1. Finesse has got to have a beast of a round to finish off. And he's got positioning on them. Misses a shot onto Fox, though, and that's going to cost him his life. Fox takes him down, and it's an overtime win here for G2, picking up map number 1 on Mirage.
I mean, what a way to get started. I don't think anybody was expecting that. Maybe least of all was CLG. They didn't look too confident coming into it, but they made a hell of a fight out of it. And obviously, it's the best of 3 games. You never know, but I think we've got a pretty good start to the tournament here. I'm not complaining.
I'm not going to lie, I'm rather happy that we got straight into overtime here in the first map of this best of 3. We do have to point out, though, that was the CLG choice for this one, which obviously, you know, automatically leaves them on the back foot. You mentioned recent cash results not being brilliant for them either.
No, it definitely hasn't. I think that's going to be the rough thing. I mean, it's traditionally Cash is like the North American map, but it's the map that almost every NA team should be able to play, and sometimes the European teams a little bit less. So I don't know. They should use what they just did and just use it to power through the next map. I mean, Cutler and Hayes playing super well in this first game.
Well, we'll see if they can pull it back. Of course, we are going to head over to the analyst desk to break down that game 1 with, of course, Machine and his band of merry men.
I don't know how merry they are after what their predictions were. I mean, we saw a lot of players, a lot of us, you guys looking at 16, 10, 11, what was it, 7? Who was 7?
It's the end result. Who do you think it would be? It's the end result that matters, Alex, let's be clear.
Okay, I mean, I'm pretty sure you used the word bodied, Semler, and over time, not quite that.
He did the whole free willy on the deck.
Who won? Damn, okay, right. I mean, you're right. 1917, though, a good result from CLG. What can we take away from that one?
I mean, first of all, Cutler, you know, who played well. He's had some struggles recently. He's admitted he's had some struggles individually since he's been, you know, the in-game leader at times for the squad. They've swapped a couple times back and forth. I believe it is back on him. But also, it's curious with this team because they have JDM, who's like their star opper, who's been playing really well, and they have Tarek, who's like always considered their star player. But when they have these really good performances, when they have those one-map upsets, it's Hayes. It's Hayes who steps up for him, and he did it in a big way in this matchup. Him and Cutler were both very, very good.
Yeah, I'm talking of very good. I mean, Rain on G2, especially that second half, was just, who said it? A double killer. Like his job, his role, he just seems to always be able to find 2 frags. I think it was you, Matthew.
Yeah, I think Rain has a very clean play style. He always has a good position, the good times. He knows when to peek. He knows when he has to back up. And he's a terrific player.
Double,
yeah, you see the double kill here through the ball. beautiful.
When you watch Rain, you just get this picture of a Norwegian fjord in your mind, right? Just calm, peace, cold.
Yeah,
You know, you can put him in a hot situation and
That
he's just going
clutch
to
as
stay
well.
calm.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
just stay calm and get the job done every single time. He's probably one of the best clutch players in the world, I think, right now. Just flat out. If you're going to put a man there, you probably want it to be Rain.
Yeah, I think he's just, it's like everything's in slow-mo, like bullet time for him when he's in those clutch situations.
Those double kills he got were situations where he had no business getting a second kill. I mean, let's be he did get a lot of double kills there, especially in overtime, but those are mistakes from CLG, I thought, more so than Rain. No, he is talented extremely, but CLG let him get away with a couple things there at the end, and that's what really punished him in overtime. But, you know, it was a good first map from the CLG. It was good showing, you know, with all the questions for them coming in with how they performed this past weekend, you know, some of the mental issues that we thought they might have had as a team, the focus that they'd be bringing into it. So it's a good start for them, but, I mean, it's going to be tough. We talked about, too, also, G2 started out slow in Collusion, then they just became beasts at certain points. So if you can't keep them down when they start slow, you're in for some trouble.
And it does dispel trouble now going into map 2, I mean.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's what you get when you have 5 crazy aimers. They peak at different times in the map, and Rain happened to be peaking when you needed to close the map. So of course, you know, your cleanup man, basically, the guy who's there just to make sure that all the bodies are gone at the end of it. He comes through at the right time.
Oh, we heard Anders saying Cash is kind of a North American kind
It
of a
is.
comfortable map for them. You think
Should be.
How does kind of this fare for CLG coming into this one?
I think it's going to be tough.
Okay.
Anyway, Cash could be seen as a tactical map, even though it offers a lot of possibility for peeking, like in the middle, opening the door, the main. I think now that G2 is actually reached their cruising level, it's going to be extremely dangerous for CLG.
So they're in cruise control right now. They're just chilling. They've got.
I think the guy we
got
have to keep an eye on is Jacob, because that's what I wanted to actually get to, is the fact that, you know, Rain peaked towards the end, but Jacob was doing a lot of the work early on, and it was actually towards, you know, the end of the map and into overtime where Jacob started to drop off. He was getting entry'd every time, and he wasn't really having that impact. So luckily, you still have that talent on the team to make up that difference. But if he goes into Cash and just starts laying waste, it's going to be really hard for CLG to get that confidence, which is what we were concerned about going into this match for them.
Pistol rounds would help as well. That was 2 pistol rounds lost again,
Right.
straight off the bat.
Yeah, that was brutal. Yeah, that could have, I mean, obviously helped out.
Yeah.
Part of it, too, is just G2, you touched on it a lot. And also CLG, we talked about on the defense, you know, when we were watching the match and when it was live. And there was that one push by CLG where they pushed up mid. They'd won 3 rounds in a row on their CT side. They pushed up mid and just got annihilated. It was kind of like that idea that they're trying to fix something that isn't broken. Going into Cash, this is a map where we see them playing, or I've seen them play in the North America, where they almost, at times, they'll play the CT side like it's a terrorist side. They'll be very aggressive peeking A main.
Right.
They'll be very aggressive pushing out towards the B, you know, outside the B bomb site. Over towards the sunroom. So this is a map where, once again, we're going to see them getting aggressive on the CT side at times, and it's going to be a big gamble if that's going to pay off or not.
Yeah, what was that about? Just the final point, like we saw CLG just go for this 3-man push when everything was starting to look good for them, and then 3-man just push straight up on the CT side of mid. Like, was that something we're going to be seeing often? Nerves.
Is I think
It's a call you also make, or I mean, it's a little bit sometimes unfair, I feel, to criticize something like that, because it looks brilliant when they
when
get
it
it
works,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, because then we come up here and we're like,
often does that happen,
man,
right?
they caught him off guard. They did everything right. They set it up. They caught him off guard.
But that's like the big play in a box, right? Where it's just like, if it works, it looks godlike and all hail, you know, like, but if it doesn't, then you're just getting criticized. You're like, actually, that was the big mistake of the round.
Yep.
It is one of those sorts of situations, though, for CLG.
Risk reward.
I wonder if it's just a little bit nerves when they start seeing that finish line coming. They're like, we can get back into this. We can just crush them right now, guys. Let's go.
Right.
And, you know, wind taken out of their sail.
Yeah, they went for the throat. Just didn't work out.
No, they missed. You know,
Close but no cigar for CLG then. Boys, it's time for predictions for Cash. Have we seen kind of the last hurrah from CLG on Mirage? They had their chance and they've dashed it. Matthew, starting with you.
Yeah, I think G2 is going to take it in a better score, like probably 16-8, 16-9 maybe. It's going to be a stomp for G2, I think.
I'm not going to count them out completely on Cash, but I think definitely with the series overall, Dust 2 is the decider. I think this is going to go G2, but for Cash, I'll say 16-10.
Okay, so you're giving them the same kind of numbers before. Similar final thoughts.
It's a different roster. But our VP in the building right now, because, you know, there's a little bit of history there.
Yeah.
Taz still wakes up screaming at nights, no, scream, please, no. Like, so I think G2 to win Cash. I think that'll be a 2.
That's true. God, I completely forgot about that one. 16-0. That's
stop,
true. No, not again.
Cut the head. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so
Great
Cash,
Taz impression.
Cash, honestly, I think he's going to be really enjoying that. Yeah, he's going to have a big smile on his face. But I think we have to take a quick break before we do jump into our second map. It's going to be Cash. It could be trouble for CLG, but we said that about Mirage, and it went all the way to overtime. So you guys, go get yourselves ready. We're going to take a quick break. A big thank you to Plays TV, one of our sponsors, making this event possible. And the crowd is already having an amazing time, as are we. So we're going to take a quick one, guys. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be back with your second map.